President of IAP Kerala, Dr. Shimi Paulos, our speaker today, Jayaraman sir. Our guest today from Gujarat, Ramesh Bhajania sir. Our teachers, Ananda Yushan sir, Parvati ma'am. Our office bearers, Dr. Vidhu, Dr. Deepa, Dr. Sumida Arun, Secretary IAP Kottayam, and all seniors across the country. First of all, we are privileged to host the first webinar series, Meet the Stalwarts of AHA Kerala and IAP Kerala. And since there are a lot of people to talk on this, I am going to the job straight away. First of all, let me welcome Dr. Ranjit, our treasurer and chairperson of AHA. He has been doing a lot of programs for the last 2 years with Dr. Deepa, Dr. Shibu, Dr. Vidhu. And AHA is one of the vibrant chapters since last few years, once Dr. Shibu and Dr. Ranjit took over. So I welcome Dr. Ranjit for this program. I would like to welcome our chief guest today, Dr. Geeta Patil ma'am. She is the EB of our Environment and Child Health chapter. She has been vibrant in both environment as well as adults and health academies. I don't know in which all chapters she's contributing, but I know in these chapters. Welcome, ma'am. Geeta Patil, ma'am. She has organized our conference single-handedly, of course, with the guidance of Paramesh sir, our environmental chapter conference at Bangalore last year. Next, I'd like to invite our state president, Dr. Shimi Paulos. She has been always with us for all programs on time. Will be there. I welcome Dr. Shimi. I also welcome our guest speaker today, Jayaraman sir, who has been the brain behind this finance programs. We have a WhatsApp group, personal finances for that. Welcome Jayaraman sir, our past state president. I welcome our teachers, Parvati ma'am, our guest today, Dr. Ramesh Bhajania from Ahmednagar, my co-EB. For the last 3 years, he has been the EB. I also welcome my our IAPN, we should say, who has been working from the grassroots level since years. His email ID is based on that only, IAP. So, Andayoshan sir, I welcome sir for this program. And I welcome all office bearers, Dr. Vidhu, Dr. Deva Janardhan, Dr. Sumida Arun, and all friends. Our Ravi sir is there. All friends across the country to this program. Jai Hind, Jai.
Thank you, sir. Now may I invite Dr. Ranjit P., our ever enthusiastic chairperson of AHA Kerala, for the presidential address.
Respected State President Dr. Shimbi Polo sir, respected National President of Central AHA, my mentor Dr. Geeta Patil ma'am, respected Chairperson of this session Dr. Balendra sir, today's speaker, my mentor Dr. Jayaraman TV sir, and I can see Ananda Yashwan sir, our past president, past vice president, and Ramesh Bhajania sir, and my teachers Srinivasan sir, VK Pavadi ma'am, and my dear team members of AHA Kerala. So we, IAP Kerala and AHA Kerala, we have started the Meet the Stalwarts webinar and 2 years back with our respected Sodhiba madam as the first speaker. And so many eminent speakers had covered so many topics in adolescent health and which were useful for the practicing pediatricians and adolescent practitioners. So this year we are coming with one of the important session of how to manage finance and how to learn manage finance for adolescents. And we have an expert speaker today, our dear Jayaraman sir. So we will come with more such topics this year also with the help of IAP Kerala and guidance from the Central AHA also. So we were planning the next session with our respected Geeta Patil madam as the next speaker in the June. So we had already taken the date from Geeta Patil madam also. So we will come with some more such sessions and also some parental awareness sessions this year. So I, with proud and privilege, and I welcome all of you on behalf of AHA also. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. We we have the esteemed presence of our special chief guest today, Geeta Patil ma'am, who is the chairperson of National AHA. She is an eminent senior consultant pediatrician and adolescent healthcare specialist in Bangalore. She was the past president of IAP Bangalore. She has been instrumental in organizing several national and state conferences across India, and she has also been a strong pillar of support for AHA Kerala. She has 22 publications to her credit. With much honor, may I invite our chief guest, Dr. Geeta Patel, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shweta, for such a kind words. At the outset, let me thank IAP Kerala, IAP Kottayam, and AHA Kerala for giving me opportunity to
NLS.
chief guest for this prestigious program, Meet the Stalwarts. And Dr. Shimi Paulus, sir, Dr. Riaz, Dr. Jose, Dr. Krishna Mohan, and my very close junior colleagues, Dr. Ranjit, Dr. Deepa, Dr. Vidhu Ashok, and my, as Dr. Balchandran told, that I am very much interested in environment chapter. So I am a EB member of environment chapter and I have worked with him. I know how particular and how meticulous he is. I learned that from him. And Secretary of Kottayam, Dr. Sumita is there. And we all know that Kerala AHA and Kerala IAP is known for their academics and innovative ideas. This Meet the Stalwarts, as Ranjit told, 2 years back, I think you started it. And this is the first program of this year. It's a great idea. And MKC sir has started this legacy and it is continued by many. Ranjita and Dr. Deepa have done many programs and I have worked with them very closely for many years. And I know Dr. Anand Keshwan sir, with whom we so meticulously arranges everything. That is the way we are learned from all. And we all have experienced this in recently concluded Pedicon in Kochi. We have seen everybody's academic, administrative skills, time management, great. So now important is our Adolescent Health Academy talks about the parenting a lot. Not only Adolescent Health Academy, it is a necessity to talk about parenting because that is the most important environment for the adolescent. So there is this is a part of new age parenting. Always we talk digital parenting, which is obviously very important to be discussed. But now how to raise financially responsible teens is a very important topic. I thanks
No, it is important now.
AHA Kerala to select this topic. Select a very eminent faculty for that. All of us, we know that maybe because of the overabundance or maybe permissive parenting or neglectful parenting, this topic is very important for us to discuss. That is a financial parenting. This terminology coined is great. So this, because many of them wanted to know what is financial parenting. So it is a process of teaching the children about the money management, budgeting, saving, investing, good financial habits. We know that so many things have happened by wrong or right way, or maybe by the credit card. People have started spending like anything. Online spending is very high now. So informed decisions about their finance in the future is very important. And we have got a very eminent speaker, respected Dr. T.P. Jayaraman sir. I'm very sure he is going to enlighten us. Once again, thank you. And we will not waste more time from the scientific session. Thanks a lot. Over to Dr. Shweta.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, may I invite our respected President of IAP Kerala, Dr. Shimmi Paulo, sir, to address the gathering.
Respected Chairman of AHA Kerala, Dr. Ranjit, the Chief Guest of the Day, Geeta Patel ma'am, the President of IAP Kottayam, Dr. Balachandran, other dignitaries on the platform, and dear friends. I think so. The Meet the Stalwarts of IAP Kerala and the AHA Kerala is one of the beautiful programs that it's worth watching and learning many things from it. Especially when, like how Geeta Madam said, the terminology of financial parenting. I think it was a bit confusing. I immediately called Singh Jayaraman sir and asked him what is the idea behind this financial parenting. So and that time sir told me the idea behind it is very simple. It is to teach the adolescents on financial matters. I think so. This the parents also need a bit of lessons on financial management and even the adolescents, because like how madam said, everything is going online. I think so. When you go online, you rarely visit the branch, the bank, and when you don't visit the bank managers don't know who you are, and expenditure will go just like anything, because when you keep on just spending it, you do not know what your balances are, and in the end when you make a payment they say there's no balance, you just turn up and look. So definitely to have a knowledge on how to do the right way of saving and expenditure is the need of the hour, especially for the adolescents, as well as for the parents to know how much the adolescent should be given to spend also. So I think so. Dr. Jayaraman sir is already, like how Bala said, he's a man on financial matters. So definitely this talk will be useful for us all, and we can also get ideas from this and put out the ideas to the parents. So wishing the program all the best, and congratulating AHA for their wonderful activities, and wishing the all of you a beautiful learning session. JAP, Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now may I invite Dr. Riaz I, President-elect of IAP Kerala, for the felicitations.
Hello. Hello.
Audible.
Sir.
Riya. Audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. Sorry, I was traveling. Actually, like Dr. Shimmy told, I was also curious what Madam is going to tell. Financial parenting. So I think now I understood what is the talk about. And in our setting, I think it's a very, very important topic now, because adolescents are lured by many things, including addictions, including online gaming, and they fall prey for a lot of cyber-based activities involving many cheating and cyberbullying, many things. So how to give a guidance for parents regarding spending, at least for adolescents, it's a very nice topic to be discussed. And I congratulate the vibrant team of Adolescent Health Academy. I think they are beaming with academics, and congrats everyone, and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Riaz, sir. Now may I invite Dr. Jose O, past president of IAP Kerala, for the felicitations.
Thank you, Seda. I think we are already running out of time. As already the previous leaders informed, this AHA chapter of under the leadership of Dr. Ranjit and the team doing a wonderful job. And today the financial issues. As you know, the Jayaraman sir is a financial man from IAP Kerala. He is very well versed with all aspects of financial issues, and he is a man behind our previous year health and wealth issue for IAPNs is concerned. I think this topic is very useful for all of us. Those who are attending this program will definitely benefit from what the financial issue we are going to discuss. As you know, adolescent is facing lot of issues regarding us.
Range issue.
I think there is a technical glitch.
Dr. Ranjit and team, and Dr. Shimi Paulos and team, and IAP Kottayam, Dr. Balayendra and team take an early initiation to organize organize a program in a efficient manner. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe, sir. Now, may I invite Dr. Ananda Keshavan, sir, past Vice President of Central IAP, for the felicitations.
Very good evening, respected State President of IAP, Dr. Ranjit, Dr. Shimi Paulos,
Proceed.
and National President Dr. Geeta Patil Madam. So many other President, IAP Kottayam President, past President Dr. Jairam sir, so Dr. MS Bajania, Dr. Vidu, and all my dear friends. I'm very happy to see that very, very attractive programs by IAP Kerala, IAP, and also an interesting topic. And also we have a very, very expert speaker also. And regarding Geeta Madam, I have very, very close association with the Madam as a Vice President. And now you can see that all over India, AH is vibrating so many programs. Like yesterday, Kolkata, then it was there in Chandigarh. So many programs are there. So under the leadership of Dr. Geeta Madam, more and more size. I wish the program all the best, all success. Eagerly waiting for talk by Dr. Jairam sir.
Thank you, sir. We are honored by the presence of the Treasurer of Central AHA, Dr. Sneha Gajendra Gadkar, Madam. Thank you, Madam, for your esteemed presence. Now, moving on to the vote of thanks, may I invite Dr. Sumita, Secretary of IAP Kottayam, for the vote to deliver the vote of thanks.
We can keep that the last after the talk, Dr. We'll go to the talk.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Now, may I call upon our lively Secretary of IAP Kerala, Dr. Vidu, Madam, to introduce the speaker and the chairperson for the academic session. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Continue.
Dr. Vidu?
Yeah, because I had a slight delay in hearing. I was doubtful whether I was invited or not.
Okay.
So, very happy to have all the most eminent speakers, chairperson, and everyone with us. And this is the starting for us, the Meet the Stalwarts for the year. So we have for that the chairperson, the best we can get, because sir is also into financial and parenting and all this, and mostly environmental friendly also. So this is going to be a very good session with sir with us. Everyone knows him. There's no need of an introduction, I know. He's the senior consultant with us. He has held so many positions, including our state secretary, and also held many CMEs, which were all successful. We all know him very well. And to his acclaim, he has conducted many other programs too. So welcome. Welcome, Dr. Balchandran, sir. So now to introduce the speaker for the day, sir.
Okay, thank you, Vidu. So this topic, personal finances, I think it's new. Those who are interested not only in academics should actually hear what for our children. The concept of money and its value is not a regular topic discussed between parents and their children. And money management and personal finances so should be learned from the childhood, because as they grow into adulthood, they should learn how, as a parent, we should establish the correct mindset about hard work and earning. Through hard work only we should earn money. So for that, we should teach them, and we should show them how this bills are signed, how the payments are made, how the checks are written, how the NEFT, IMPS are done. All this has to be taught to the children even from the adolescent period, not only the school academics. We should teach them three things mainly: the saving, how to save, how to spend, and how to give. That these three things we should teach our children. So to talk on this topic, we have an expert, TP Jayaraman sir. We all know him because he was the EB from as early as 2013-14, and then again in 2018 he was the national EB member, and then he took over as our state president in 21, and as the NNF president in 2023. And last year he was the brain behind Dr. Joe's action plan about finances. And he started a WhatsApp group which was very active, discussing our mutual funds and shares. So thank you, sir, for starting this WhatsApp group. So with this introduction, I welcome Jayaraman sir for the talk. Over to you, sir.
I can share my screen.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, everybody. Respected President of IAP Kottayam, Dr. Bala, President AHA, Dr. Ranjit, Secretary, Dr. Vidhu, State President of Indian Academy of Pediatrics, Dr. Shimi Paulus, Dr. Jose, Dr. Riaz, our guests, Dr. Ramesh Bajania, Ananda Kesavan, our Senior Vice President from Kerala, and my teacher, Dr. V.K. Parvati, and all the other dignitaries. It's very happy to present a topic which is of contemporary relevance, I should say. When Dr. Vidhu called me 10 days back and asked to present a topic on financial parenting, I was a bit puzzled how to go about it. But I thought, okay, I'll try it. So I have tried to do a new topic which is never described, but I think it's a very important topic. So this topic I have decided into two parts. One is financial literacy in adolescents, a little basics, and then a little about financial parenting, how to go about involving in these things in parenting. Thank you so much once again for this opportunity. Now, what is financial literacy? Now, financial literacy can be defined as to understand what is money and what are the various financial skills, which is the ability to handle the financial skills oneself. But this is one of the most important talent which all of us should have, but unfortunately, it is not given much importance. Say you can be any type of professional, you can be a doctor, you can be an engineer, you can be a non-gazetted officer, something like clerk, you can be a businessman, can be an accountant, whatever skill you have as profession, there is one skill which all of you require, and that is a little bit of financial literacy. So it is very important, but unfortunately, it is not given much importance in the curriculum, or it is being rather undervalued as a skill. Now, financial education is extremely important as it will help you in achieving your goals in life, tackling challenges in case of emergencies, like, an unfortunate death of parents, you can take it that way, or a uneventful or a unexpected calamity in the house. Sometimes these adolescents may have to take the entire responsibility. So it is essential for them to know the financial status of the family, how to deal with it. And otherwise, if you are totally ignorant, people who are near and dear to you may exploit you. And securing your family's present and future as well as building wealth. So these are the most important things as far as financial education is concerned. Now, the components of financial literacy are basically, as Bala was telling, one is budgeting, how to spend as per your means, and how to budget between how to spend for a particular period, and then how to manage your credit. Let it be an educational loan, let it be some other loan, and you may have to manage your credit at times yourself. And what is saving, what is investing? Saving and investing are different, and these have to be taught to them. And what are the important things about personal financial management, which I'll go in a little detail. And understanding the financial products, as Bala was telling about banking, UPIs, credit cards, loans, and your investments. What are the challenges faced by adolescents in financial literacy? There is lack of exposure to financial products in school curriculum. The influence of media and peer pressure on spending habits are too much in the current scenario. Limited understanding of financial risks and consequences is another problem. And technological advances and their impact on financial decisions. Basically, it is understanding how money works, from earning and saving to spending and investing. You imagine a period when there was no money, where people were using the system of gifts, the system of barter, which was very inconvenient, because when you are exchanging something for something else, you have to find a person who require what you have with you to exchange. And very often you may not get a buyer for your things. And there was another problem of quantification. That is how this coins and rupee came into existence. And earning and saving are very different from investing. The ability to create a budget to manage your spending, savings for things you want, and plan for the future. It should give them an exposure to concepts like personal finance, debt management, interest rates, compounding, the power of compounding, inflation, budgeting, and introduction to banking concepts. This will contribute to their ability to make choices important for their financial well-being. As you all know, there is a saying in Malayalam that is Chottaile Sheelam Chodalavare. See, you have to be, if you inculcate these habits from childhood, they will be able to manage it in their future life as well. Building financial skills for the adolescents are, so they are important in setting financial goals, budgeting, creating a budget, and tracking an expense. Dr. Shimi was telling, with the introduction of UPIs and all, you may not be aware unless you track what you have in your bank. You may tend to overspend, or you may be knowing your bank account is exhausted only when you are attempting the last UPI payment. So it is absolutely essential to create a budget, track your expenses, track your accounts, and adjust your spending habits. Saving and investing. Saving, you imagine you are earning 100 rupees every day and you spend about 80 rupees for your daily routine. You have 20 rupees with you. This 20 rupees can be kept in your savings account, can be kept in your house as cash, but it can be invested in a inflation adjusted modality also. So this is the essential difference between saving and investing. All the three are saving, but investing is something which will give you a passive income, and it is essential to see that that investment is adjusted to inflation also. And power of compounding is said to be one of the 8 wonders in the world in financial terms. which I'll detail a little more. Different saving and investment options should be made, should be taught to children, and you talk about everything. You may scold a child for his spending habits, and you can tell, see what I am doing with the money, why you are wasting money, but you are not telling them how you are saving, how you are making your investment, how these things are never dealt with children. So this is also very important so that they will get an exposure to the investment avenues. And introduction to stocks, bonds, and mutual funds can be started at a very early age. And this will be giving an idea for them to have investment options with passive income. Understanding debt and managing debt responsibly is another big issue. Having multiple loans, what are the good loans or the bad loans? These are the things which children can be taught. These are other few tips which may be useful for adolescents to reach their goal, like earning money, including part-time jobs and freelancing opportunities in free time, responsible spending, differentiate between what are your needs and what are your wants. See, needs are something which you require in your routine life, without which you may be able to live. But wants, like luxury items, like an iPhone or a modern or a most advanced motorbike, these things are the wants which you may not require immediately to go on every day. So needs and wants are different, and needs and you should be telling them how to differentiate between the needs and wants, and how you can concentrate on your needs, not giving much importance for the wants. Making informed purchasing decisions, you have to help them to make informed purchasing decisions, because children are under a lot of peer pressure and a lot of targeted marketing directed to children. Using banking services like opening a bank account, understanding what is interest, what are the fees with accounts, and using online banking tools like NEFT, IMPS, UPI payments, all those things have to be taught to children during their initial days. So it is important in developing a financial discipline and patience, learning from mistakes and seeking guidance, being aware of scams and fraudulent schemes. This is another area which children should be taught how to keep away from scams. And you all in Kerala will be knowing the old schemes like Manjiam and all those God schemes and all those things, so many schemes. Building good credit habits. Studies show that personal finance courses in schools lead to less incidents of delinquent behavior in adults, less incidents of pre-payday borrowings. By the time you get your pay, you have all the loans to pay back. Less dependence on credit card, and also improvement in your credit rating. Further learning, you can use the online courses and workshops. Literacy apps and tools are there. Books and articles on personal finance, and seeking guidance from financial advisors or mentors. These are the opportunities for further learning. Some key basics for adolescents, like balancing needs. There may be little overlap. Balancing needs, wants, and values as teens encounter significant peer pressure. Managing greater financial decisions as they grow old. Learning to plan, save, and budget from personal savings or allowances given to them. Engaging in discussions about college, including financial expectations to them at an early period before pre-college days. Introduction to financial apps and banking functions with parental oversight. Let us examine these issues. this is a big area which parents will have to face, because during adolescence, peer pressure is at its peak. And you and your kids may find it very difficult during adolescent age how to manage this peer pressure regarding financial matters. And keeping a rein on spending and life decisions will be a challenge during adolescence, both for the adolescent as well as for the parent. Listen to your kids, talk to them in adult terms, and set good examples. When they make for a request for money, don't be dismissive and be patient and listen openly to their demands. Try to avoid a money-centered conflict with your adolescent. When you cannot agree to the request, you have to explain why you cannot agree in adult terms. And you offer the positive attributes of your decision and how they benefit the adolescent or the family. And you should make the child aware why you have taken that decision of not buying something or something, a request from your child. Explain how your decision matters to the entire family, not to the adolescent only. It can be a saving for a shared family activity. It can be a already planned tour, or buying something for the house, or a college education, or to purchase something which affects the entire family, or saving a defined target for the house, for the family. So it should be explained very well to the family, to the adolescent, why you are prompted to take such a decision in that situation. Teens are being bombarded by targeted marketing. So you should help them to focus on sensible purchase decisions. Help your kids understand that what they wear and what they drive is not the one which define them as individuals in the future. And you should focus on their gifts and their talents. So this way you may be able to save them from targeted marketing. And do not forget to tell them you love them unconditionally when you have to deny their requests. Still, if they want to go for that particular purchase, have them fund the difference from your allotment, from their allowances, or some other purchase which are they are planning for the future, some other goals which they are planning. They should be able to, they should be taught what is the premium they have to pay when they go for that, for the decision. So this is, so they should be able to understand the difference between, I think I have used this term, that is purchase of prestige. Your want and needs can be divided with to purchase of needs versus purchase of prestige. You should help the boy or girl to take a decision to depending on whether it is a purchase of need, whether it is a purchase of prestige, whether it is needed or it is a want. This is another area where there is a transition in the spending habits of adolescents and other responsibilities which the adolescent have to take regarding spending. You need to ratchet up your kids' spending responsibilities, giving a straw. You should help your child to go about this phase. Lot to learn and experience before you leave your college, better done in stages. Responsibilities include a mix of wants and needs, immediate and long-term goals of the child. And they require continuous guidance in managing the spending habits, the spending responsibilities. Encourage wise purchase decisions based upon price, value of your family values, quality, needs and wants, affordability, and always put the values of your family first. So you have to, you encourage the wise decisions and you discuss the decisions with the child. You encourage the decisions from him and you always involve your adolescent boy or girl in taking financial decisions, so that they will feel that they are involved and they will get an experience to sort out these things when they are left alone. Stretch, this is another way. I was targeting the age group of 14 to 16. By high school, instead of giving a daily pocket money, a daily allowance for spending, it is better to start giving them a monthly allowance, so that they will be able to learn the basics of budgeting and basic of spending, and the habit of keeping a bit aside for a goal which they have at the future. So let them handle the money on a monthly basis at least, and make sure the amount is enough to cover the basic expenses for them for a month. And you can give a few fun things, some amount for few fun things along with that, but not so much that your kids can frivolously spend. So this should be the basis of your monthly allowance, if possible, and help them to do a budget together. And you can train them to use budgeting apps also. So many budgeting apps are available. You can train them to use. And the money apps are coming in a big way. And I think by the time they start handling, they'll be using a lot of apps. This will guide both realistic amount of allowance as well as also help your kids to outline wise saving and spending priorities, because you are giving them a chance how to plan their budget. As your kids get older, they are exposed to more things, both good and bad. It's important for you to stay engaged financially, socially, and personally with them. And you always see that you avoid bailouts. You tell them to stick to the allowance. You tell them to stick to the budget and don't bail out them. This will help them in the long run, because they should be able to stick to their budgets. This is another area, because you should discuss saving for the college days. Saving for shorter term rewards remains important, but it's time to begin saving toward more significant financial expenses in their life. This includes longer term savings, like the saving for the college. Help your kids to understand the cost of the college, the study, the program they are going to do, and discuss the amount, if any, you are willing or you may be able to pay. This is very important in helping them to choose the courses or college or whatever they are planning, so that they can start thinking about it to the early age, from their high school age, or see, basically I have targeted 14 to 16. Discuss ways your kids can cover their educational costs in future by part-time works, by saving, by applying the scholarships, and exploring cheaper college options. And consider setting specific saving goals now. Like it is said that 50, 30, 20 is something which is said to be very popular. But you should you should stimulate them to have a basic spending or a space saving goals and stick to the budget. More autonomy should be allowed as they grow up. You allow them to open a bank account. It's time to start managing their monthly allowances and expenses. Teach them, sorry for the spelling mistake, teach them the basic skills like writing a check. Bala was telling in his initial speech, writing a check, monitoring the balances relevant to the needs and goals. And you can provide a preloaded debit card to them if you want, but don't provide them with the credit cards and even ATM cards. Instead, you can try with the preloaded debit card. Keep a track on your child's bank account via online banking tools, and with appropriate guidance on security. Your teen should now be able to log in independently, but you have a check on his bank account. And again, you should allow him to log in and monitor the account. This is very important in tracking. They should learn how to track their account. So they should be allowed to log in independently, but you should have a supervision on that. Considering using a separate account for college savings. Focus on this is another thing. This is I don't think this is I think it is not very important for our society. I believe if your family is having the habit of doing much charity and all those things, this is the importance of giving back to others and giving back to the country. This has to be told to them, and even to how to comply with taxation, because this is a big taxation is a very important responsibility of you towards the community. If you and your family believes in giving, encourage your kids to donate a portion of their allowance and earnings to their chosen cause, and discuss the need for researching an organization beforehand to make sure that their donation will be appropriately used. It is said that even if you pour water into the ocean, you have to measure and pour. Discuss the need for researching an organization beforehand to make sure that their donation will be appropriately used. They should be inculcated the habit of researching an organization before giving donations. Then you think about the impressions based on your lifestyle. With peer pressure at its peak, these are challenging years. Kids are focused on virtually everything, making comparisons and being compared by others. You want your kids to fit in with the group, but help them to set a realistic expectation before going for their wants. Think about what your kids are learning from you when you talk about something you want or you must have. So you are the best example for your children in financial matters during their adolescence. And ask yourself when you are spending, are you spending for a real need or a want? So you have to set examples to your kids on their lifestyle. Be careful about the comments you share about others and try to remain non-judgmental and positive when you compare with others. Your actions and comments should always support your own values and create realistic expectation for your kids. So this underscores the importance of being a role model for your child in financial matters. You have to demonstrate yourself healthy financial practices. Your teens might be at an age where they want to be as different from you as possible outwardly, but they're still paying attention to your actions and behaviors, and you have to demonstrate healthy practices regarding finance. Create a good example in how you manage your finances. Discuss with them how you are managing and how you relate to money. These are the things you have to discuss with your kids, as well as you have to demonstrate by doing how you mean finance. You have to be a good role model for your child regarding financial matters. You should be having a unique money personality, which you have to understand what is your personality. Be a prudent steward of your own finances, and you have to show it by yourself. Being responsible when you talk with your kids, family members, and others about money. Maintaining a very positive attitude towards your work, which will inculcate a habit in your child also, how he view his work or profession. So first you have to show that how you are showing, what is your attitude to your work. Have honest discussions with your kids regarding money, sharing where you did mistakes, because no one in this world can say that I have not done any mistake in financial decisions. And you can only learn by committing mistakes in financial decisions. And these wrong decisions which influenced you also has to be discussed with your child so that the same mistakes cannot be repeated. And you don't have to share the intimate details, but it's good for your kids to hear about both your successes as well as real life mistakes. So as a whole, I stress once again that you have to be a role model for your child. This is another area which all the previous persons with Bala, everybody was telling. You have to expand electronic experiences of your child. It's now money has from the coin, from the barter, it became coins. Then these coins were becoming gold standard, where the country was keeping enough amount of gold in their coin before printing the money. Then this gold standard and the standard became the and then now we have shifted to an electronic experience of money. So in the future, you may not see the currency notes and bills, and everything may be digital. So you have to expand the electronic experiences of your child regarding finances. It's vital that you continue to expand your team's financial skills using digital technology to help prepare them for the financial future. You expose them to financial apps, you expose them to digital transactions, and you need not entrust with the credit cards, but can give them the experience of preloaded card, as I told earlier. Explain about credit card and how credit card can be a double-edged sword and how bad the credit card loans are. And explain about financial security, financial scams, and how you should keep your card details, account details, UPI details, passwords, all those things safe, and you should have strong passwords, and it should never be shared with others. So these things you should explain, and you should show them practically how you are maintaining these things. Now, a little bit on importance of saving initially. As I had been telling this, the compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. How early you start, it depends. How much you make it depends on how early you start. And the time is the biggest factor. How much you can hold to your investments, how much you can go with your money, that gives the ultimate return and ultimate wealth of you. So you have to start early, understanding the power of the compounding. And this is said to be the biggest formula in finance, which is known as the upfront formula, where this A is the amount you have, the amount you are going to get, P is the principal amount, and the interest is added to the power of N, that is the number of years. So this is the basic formula which determines compounding. So you have to save yearly, and very often you make it, it is said that most of us are very experts in spending, but instead, you should have a budget. You make it income minus saving should be the expense, and not income minus expense the saving. So this is something which you have to inculcate from the beginning. This is another area which you have to tell your child, that is inflation. So as I told early, inflation is the biggest enemy of you. And it is the taxation without legislation. As the saving and investing are important. Saving is something, but when you invest, you get returns adjusted to your inflation. And you have to be vigilant in selecting investment options which is above the rate of inflation of the present. For example, these are two comparisons I have given. 1 kilo of sugar in 2010, and you have kept the money rupees 10 with you without investing somewhere, with a not like inflation adjusted return, you may not be able to buy the same amount of sugar after 10 years. You will require a higher amount. So all the savings have to be adjusted to the inflation, and that is the difference basically between saving and investment. And inflation is the taxation without legislation, and can be due to, it can be this, I'm not going into the detail. These are two types of inflation: demand pulling and cost pushing. These are some books which I find useful. This is basically for parent. this is very useful in inculcating the entrepreneurial skills in your child. How you can build up the entrepreneurship. This is a very popular book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This is something which is very important when you talk about money. And this is one book which I could get, This is Money Skills for Teens in a very simple language. It's cost less than 500 rupees, available on Amazon. And there are some more suggested readings available. The government of India has published some material for children regarding finance. This is available in the websites. There is something called Reserve Bank of India called Project Financial Literacy for Children. There got 2 modules, one on the functioning of RBI and second on banking in general. And NCERT has got a supplementary reading material on personal finance, which gives financial planning, budgeting, managing your money, financing the assets, protecting your assets, investing money, retirement planning, taxes, and careers for children. A very interesting material from NCERT. And there is something produced by the SEBI and National Insurance Security Market called Pocket Money, which is a student's guide to money. These are all available on the websites. Financial education for school children. This is another material by, sorry for the typing mistake. It is published jointly by SEBI and National Stock Exchange. And introduction to, and there is another material on commodity market, also meant for children by the respective exchange, MCX. And introduction to retirement planning for school children by pension funds and regulatory authorities also available. And material on insurance planning for school students prepared by Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India. These are some materials meant for children produced by Government of India agencies, which are available on the web page, which can be used as reference. These are the take-home points I want to stress. Children learn their money management lessons by experience. So you should involve them in managing money. You should explain how much money you have and how you are spending it, how you are budgeting. You should provide an opportunity for them to learn. And unfortunately, this important life skill is not given importance in school curriculum. And parents have a big role to play. This is a very unfortunate thing because this basic financial skill is something which everybody, every professional wants. And unfortunately, it is not given sufficient importance in the curriculum. And you allow them to handle money so that they will have a first-hand experience. Teach them the healthy saving habits, also goal-based saving. Whenever you save something, you should have a target, when to exit. You should have a goal. A earning without a saving without a target is just dumping. So always teach them to have goal-based saving and not just dumping the money when they have enough money to do that. Difference between wants and needs. Help in budgeting and organizing finance of the child. Introduce them to banking, including the new age banking, electronic media. What are the good loans and what are the bad loans? See, these basically the asset creating loans said to be good loans, like a business loan or whereas educational loan. These are the good loans you can think of. The personal loan will be the worst loan, the credit card loans. And always you should have a proportion between the EMI you have to spend and the bank, your total income. You should protect from frauds, and the financial apps will be a good option. So these are the take-home points I want to tell. Once again, thank you all for this opportunity. I think I have tried to consolidate what I could do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jaraman sir, for that excellent presentation on very rare topic which we discuss in our academics. What I learned from you is that firstly that we should make sure that our children should learn and not rely on us. They should learn from the parents, for that the parents should be aware about all this what sir has told, and because they are supposed to be the role model and they are supposed to set examples for their children. The third thing is the financial mindset of children should be, we should teach them how to save, how to spend, how to give. And we should have a track on their expenses. For that, we should curtail their spending habits if not in the real sense. And kids should not fall into the peer pressure. Most of the expenses they had because of the peer pressure. And lastly, they should know how to earn money. Just simple, easy money is not a solution for that. So we should earn money. So these are the things. And finally, I should say this equation that income minus savings is should be the expense. Always it is the other way, that income minus expense will be the savings, but we should teach them that income minus savings. I like that equation. Thank you, sir. Only one point I disagree with you, sir, is about the monthly allowance. I should say they should be first taught about the daily. They should be given daily allowances first, and after a few months only they should go for a monthly expense, because monthly allowance, definitely they will spend everything within 2 weeks, and because they are our children, no, we have to oblige for that rest of the 2 weeks. So first they should teach the they should be given daily allowance and then go for the monthly allowance. And banking, even though we know we should teach them, but most of the children, they will learn banking, the UIP and all, this GPay, all this they know better than us. But they may not be knowing this IMPS and all that, NEFT and all, and electronic, for electronic this thing, they do better than us, these children. Anyway, thank you, sir. We have learned a lot from you, and this session is open for discussion.
I want to add, Bala, because I had been targeting the particular age group. That's why I was telling about monthly allowance. And one thing I left out was these children should have some idea. You have to start talking them what will be the effect of the newer trend in their life. We cannot predict, regarding how dangerous the present situation. It is not very definite and not very ideal to have deep dive into the cryptocurrencies and all those things. So I just kept mum about it.
Any comments, Bharati madam? Any comments?
It was an excellent talk, Jayaraman, as usual. And one thing I would like to say is, if they keep on writing in a diary the expenses and the amount given by you, or if it is on a monthly basis, they will have money even in the end of the month. Otherwise, by last week they won't have any money at all. So, but it is a good way of teaching them or making them learn by themselves about money matters. It's a nice talk, Jayaraman.
Thank you, ma'am.
Madam, thank you. Thank you.
Vijay sir, Ramesh sir is there?
Yes, Dr. Bala. Yes, Dr. Bala.
Any comments,
Sir, I have a question, sir, that how much investment you should do for your adolescent child, considering his future? Leave apart expenses. I mean, that is, of course, different thing which you said, and it was excellent, simply excellent. Looking to the adolescent side, you explored so many things. But suppose if you want to invest for your child who is 18 years old, how much as of now?
See, it's a big question which I avoided going in the investment side, because basically it was regarding adolescent parenting, see, this depends on the goal you set. Any investment depends on the goal you have and the time you have. So I think you'll have to do it on an individual basis. You cannot have a blank figure on these things, you know. So as I told earlier, it has to be a targeted investment, and you should know where to exit, and you should have a plan before you start investing. So it depends on the plan and the duration which you have got with you. So it depends on one-to-one basis, I believe.
One more thing I would like to say. What about just like in Western countries, here the parents give the money for the children to learn for their university or colleges, but in Western countries, most often they have to work for their university fees and all. So what about that? What is your opinion regarding that?
I think we must be in a transition period, I believe, you know. So it depends on that is our culture, you know. But I think many situations we have now reached a transition stage where children are funding. We will march towards that. That is my feeling. So that's why I had put that slide, you know, like you have to start discussing about the options regarding your college and start saving for the college days and what options you have to fund them and what are the other options available. You have to be open with your child from, I think, 14 to 16 to that age itself, so that they can also plan how they are going to proceed further.
Yeah, Himabindu ma'am is there. Ma'am is our AHA National President elect. Ma'am.
Yeah, good evening. Actually, I'm traveling, so I just suddenly remembered Deepa has posted, so I joined. Very interesting topic, and actually, this is a topic little bit where we get conflicts also with the adolescents. At the same time, making them understand. So well told by Dr. Jayaraman sir. Sir, your talk was excellent. It's a new topic, especially in adolescent parenting. Normally, we do not include this, but I think it's very much needed nowadays, because they are quite wise in sometimes in certain areas, wiser than us. They give us new tips how to handle. But one thing is, we have to keep on communicating. They may have, like you said, peer pressure. Um, they say you are outdated, you don't understand, ma. Nowadays, these are the needs. We have those parties they have, and certain things where they have to maintain certain level or something like that. There it becomes, we have to take a lot of time to communicate to them, sit with them, understand their concerns. And it's a challenge actually to make them, convince them. So any small tips, sir, you can give regarding, out of your wisdom or knowledge, how to handle those situations where the adolescents will be telling us that, nowadays these are the things everybody is doing, but why can't we do? So how to convince them?
See, as I had mentioned in that slide, no, you have to talk openly and you have to discuss it to the adolescent depending on your family values and family situations and how
Family
your
rule.
decision is going to be beneficial for the entire family, including him or her. So you have to you should never deny it openly. You should have a patience and you have to openly discuss in very adult terms why it is good, why it is bad. And thank you, Dr. Imabindu, for
Yeah.
joining. It was actually a
Yes, sir.
challenge for me to
Wonderful.
also to
IAP Kerala is known to. Sir,
Hello.
thank you, sir, for giving an
Thank you.
opportunity. Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Chandra, for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Deepa, thank you.
Srinivasan sir is there? Srinivasan sir.
I learned a lot. I should have listened to you much earlier. Probably I would have managed my finance better.
Sir, I am very
Thank you so
happy you
much.
are here. I am very happy to see you here, sir. I never knew you were here. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a wonderful, important thing, and of course, at a timely way, it has been presented and very well presented. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
bye.
sir is in US now. I think adolescents will be a
Yeah, it has become all the more important because now I have to transfer my money to this thing USA because no, I am a green card holder. It seems I have to have some money in my account in the bank, so I opened it recently.
Thank you, sir. Our Dr. Deepa is there. Deepa Janardhanan, our past secretary of adolescent chapter. Dr. Deepa.
Excellent session, a much wanted one. And I like the phrases inflation is taxation without legislation, purchase of proceeds. That's a very catchy term, sir. And again, Balaji sir also telling earnings minus savings is expense. That is something we never think of. We always think the other way around. Learned quite a lot, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That was told.
Actually, this topic was suggested by Dr. Deepa itself. So that's why it relates to Deepa Madam also.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deepa.
So
Newton, sir,
congratulations, Dr.
Newton,
G,
sir.
and Deepa and team, everybody.
Thank you, Janardhanan, for joining.
IAP.
Newton, sir.
Yes, it was a very unusual topic, and that's why I joined very eagerly. Very interesting points, things that I've never thought about. Deepa mentioned two very interesting points that I also thought about, and I never expected to talk about the power of compounding, which is something I should have known much earlier. It occurred to me that my two children, I never taught them a word about this, and this is, I try to teach them a lot about the world, but I never ever thought of teaching them about financial literacy. And the second thing that comes to mind is that I think many of us also need to learn a lot about financial literacy. So it is nice, very thought-provoking for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Newton.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Poonam is there. Dr. Poonam Bhatia.
Hello. Actually, I joined when you were just concluding the session.
Okay.
So I cannot comment much on the presentations, but since everybody is admiring, there must have been a lot to learn, which I'll definitely discuss with Dr. Hima Bindu or Dr. Newton. But I would like to add, what about PPF? When should we open PPF for our children? Or should we open or should we not?
Actually, you can open a PPF very early. You can start because basically the power of compounding is very serious. You need to know. You can start a PPF account. Actually, I would recommend you to start it when he is born.
Okay, that is
because
good.
I have experienced it as one of the most wonderful tools in retirement planning.
Yes, sir. We too had opened the account not for children, but for us. Like my husband opened his PPF account with my elder son was born, and when the younger son was born, I opened my PPF. So I found it very rewarding. Like at the age after a span of 35 years, the amount really compounds like anything, and that too it is non-taxable. That is the beauty of this account. So that is why I just wanted to discuss about it.
Actually, since you asked about this, I started a PPF account for my son when he was in 8th standard, to be frank, when he got the first scholarship. Then I made it a routine, and he had been continuously doing it till now he is 35.
Okay, good. So we had also opened account for our children.
It is said to be one of the best account because it is one of the only savings which is having EEE, that is exempt. That when you invest, you are exempted from tax.
Yes.
When the interest is exempted from tax,
yes,
and
true.
the withdrawal corpus is also exempted from tax. But the problem now comes with the new tax regime. When you opt the new tax regime, all these exceptions are not there, except the tax exemptions. But I hope that the interest as well as the corpus may be accepted from tax even in the future. That is the expectation regarding PPF.
I have started the PPF for my grandchildren also. when they
That's,
were 1 year
that's
old.
very good, madam, because the
That's
only
really good.
problem is that you can claim tax exemption only for one.
Only that is there. That is
But
there.
still, it is a good,
It's a good thing.
Still, yes. The amount is less, the amount to be invested is less, but still in long term, like you said, in compounding interest, it is really good. It is really
There is
good.
another good thing about this PPF, which is not mentioned in many places. That is, in an unfortunate event, you become bankrupt. This PPF is something which is not attachable by a court.
Okay.
That's a new
Not
knowledge.
many people may be knowing. It
That's
is
a
there
new
in
knowledge.
small letters. So that is, I think that is one of the most important thing you have to know about PPF. It cannot be attached by a court.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Not to be caught by? Sir, what did you say? Just
It cannot be attached by a court in case you become bankrupt.
Acha. Yeah.
That is
And
there with you for your future. Okay.
one question: how early to start, mutually, on funds and all that? People are saying now that gives good returns, at least 15% on the long run. So,
I think our discussion is going away from adolescent parenting. But I think there is no age, you can start as early as possible, because there also the point becomes the power of compounding, It is one of the best options, because only thing you should be able to assess which fund is better. And any mutual fund investment, I should say, it should continue at least for 7 years. You should not take it and then return, and you should not shuffle it. You will locate a good fund. There are enough criteria in the literature how to assess a good fund. That it will be a 15-minute talk, I believe, no? So I'm not venturing into it, but you should be consistent with the fund at least for 7 years. That is the general consensus.
Good, sir. Good discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Devi sir is there, our NNF president, past NNF president, Devi sir. Anybody else want to make any comment, please? Otherwise, I will go to Dr. Vidhu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jayaraman sir, for the excellent session. I think the key point is ideally we ourselves should be role models. Only then we'll be able to educate our children. And it is actually good that when we have to understand that the investment should be started at a very early age. So only if we understand, we'll be able to say to them, the 50-30-20 rule, all this we should understand. So we understand what is our want, what is our need. Always the want is the need. So these things have to be our children while they are growing, because they grow with more privileges. So they should understand all this. And prime importance is we parents should understand love is there, but money is different, and the way they have to cultivate it. They should know how to grow, how they will be able to at least increase a part of their income. And also, I think, as ma'am had said, like in the Western countries, they allow children to work and gain. So maybe by taking here, to just let the children out to work, maybe our environment is not that safe or something, but still taking tuitions or whatever, sharing knowledges or some ways, I think children should be more encouraged to do those things. And mutual funds, I think I heard it new. I thought mutual funds are not for children. So it's a very good information, sir. About debit cards, I've heard my friends saying that the sub account they will create for their children, and then maybe a mere amount of 500 or something they put it, and they 500,000 or something they give the debit card to the children. They use like that. So those ideas, all those things are very important. Actually, it is more educating for us so that we can actually educate the children. I mean, let our children grow with us financially also. Thanks a lot, sir. I think we can again call it a day. It had been a very nice, beautiful evening. Thank you, sirs. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Shweta, for being with us.
Vote of thanks, official vote of thanks, Venda.
Oh yeah, Dr. Sumita is there.
For the official vote of thanks, may I call upon Dr. Sumita, a Secretary of IAP Kottayam.
Good evening, everybody. So we have come to the end of a very nice discussion on financial parenting, a topic that is not very familiar to us. But then I think at the end of the talk and the interesting discussion, a lot of new ideas has come to our mind. So thank you to the AHA chairperson, Dr. Ranjit, for presiding over the session. Thank you to our chief guest, Dr. Geeta Patil, ma'am, for introducing the topic. Thank you to IAP State President, Dr. Shemi Paulos, and the senior leaders, Dr. Riaz, Josa, Anand Keshan, sir, and all the senior leaders for the felicitation and for their contribution. Special thanks to our speaker, very difficult topic to handle, but I think with ease he was able to handle the topic as well as the questions. Very interesting time for us. And thank you to Balachandra sir, our president at IAP Kottayam, for being the chairperson for the session. Thank you, IAP Kerala, for letting us, IAP Kottayam, to host this session. Thank you to all the attendees. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good night, all of you.
Thank you. Good
Good
night,
night.
sir.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, sirs and madams. So let us call this a very fruitful evening, and it's good night to everyone.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.